Look, a new study has found we may be more racist than we're willing to admit. It focused on Brisbane buses and what happened when someone said their travel card wouldn't work. White people were more likely to get a free ride. So we're asking this morning, if you think Australia is a racist country, just go to the Sunrise Facebook site and vote. But now let's get some views from Seven Public Affairs commentator Darren Hinch in Melbourne and Howard Sattler from 6PR in Perth. What do you reckon? Do you think Australia's racist?
Sadly, yes, I do. I do, but then no more so perhaps than the Yanks or the Poms or the xenophobic Japanese. I think we are. The weirdest thing is you get people like migrants like Greeks and Italians and some Europeans who came here and must have been subject to racism themselves who are now racist. Part of it's economic, I think, the fear that they'll take our jobs, and part of it is the boat people. And on the boat people, I'm opposed to queue jumpers. I'm opposed to the non-genuine refugees who've come through 4 countries to get here. On genuine refugees, yes, but on the boat people who are phonies, I'm not racist on that. I'm just opposed to it.
Yeah. Howard, what do you think? Everybody's racist, every country's racist, but to varying degrees. We fear people not like us, don't we?
We're one of the most multicultural societies on the planet. We embrace people like no other, I'd have to say. And Darren brought up the Japanese there. You try and get into Japan and live there permanently if you're a foreigner, you won't have a chance. Now, we sometimes, I think, confuse racism with national pride. I'm very proud to be an Australian as I am, and I have to say in the back of my mind, I'm a bit sceptical of some other people because I fear, I guess, their background. I don't know where they came from or what their views are, and I think a lot of them want to try and change Australia into their kind of country catering for their kind of people. Sorry, we're Australians. Call us racist. I don't care.
Hold on, Howard. You say change the country to there. I mean, we don't want to stay to the Australian, the British Australia of 100 years ago. Multiculturalism, which people think is a bad word, is a wonderful thing. The thing that bugs me is a lot of Australians just refer to people as, oh, they're Asian. I mean, they don't differentiate with your Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Korean. It's just like, oh, they're Asian. And
what do you think Asian people would say of Caucasian people?
Oh,
well, they say they're Australian. They just say they're Europeans or something, wouldn't they?
They say they're all Americans. they say they're all Americans.
I'm sick and tired of people trying to label us. We're no worse than anybody else, and probably a lot better.
I have little grandchildren that.
Now, do you think Australians are racist? A secret test of Aussie bus drivers has revealed some surprising results. As part of the University of Queensland study, people from different backgrounds boarded Brisbane buses and pretended that their travel card didn't work. It turns out those who were white or Caucasian were more likely to get a free ride, with 72% being allowed to get on a bus without a ticket. The success rate for people with black skin was just 36%. So are Australians racist? We went to the streets and opinion was divided.
I think we're tolerant of all races, all societies, you know, there's all different religious backgrounds, and I think we're accommodating of all people.
Sometimes, like Australian, they're actually quite racist. In Australia, I often get asked that, they're like, oh, what's your nationality? And I'm Australian, but I was born in Indonesia.
I get the stereotype insults and stuff like about the petrol and the stolen generation. Really. It's not something I enjoy, especially towards myself and friends. I just don't think it's necessary.
I think there's open dialogue. It's a generally open, free country. Certainly there's 1 or 2 people who still harbour ignorance and xenophobia that maybe steals the headlines, but I think on the whole, I mean, where else in the world are you going to find such an open and accepting country?
And we have been asking you this morning, is Australia a racist country? The results of our Facebook poll are in, and 66% of people say yes, 34% say no, we are not a racist country. Reggio Mucic is the co-author of the study which found the evidence of racism on buses, and he joins me now from Brisbane.